Welcome to It's a Crime. I'm Linda, and today we're going to be going down the rabbit hole again in the Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell case. A little while ago, I did do a video in my Charles Vallow series, which was the video about an email that Lori wrote, and I believe it was in code. Well, today I'm going to do a deep dive on a voicemail made by Julie Rowe. She's an author and an energy worker, and Chad has published her books in the past, and she's known Chad for quite some time. This voicemail will blow your mind, and it is in code, or as she calls, call language, and she also says call language is effective. But before I get into it, if you'd like to be part of the It's a Crime community, please click that subscribe button below and hit that notification bell to all so you could be notified of my next upcoming videos and live streams. As you know, there's going to be a lot of them. Please give it a like and please share this video out where you can. Now, let's get into it. As I said, this voicemail is from Julie Rowe. I'll first play the entire message and then I'll go back and break it down bit by bit. Now, I do want to say that cracking any type of code takes some time and some research and some knowledge. So I'll be exposing bits and pieces as I continue to dig, and I most likely am going to be making another video on this topic. You are welcome to help out and let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let's figure this puppy out. Here's a couple of points before we get started. This message was left on Wednesday, May 22nd, 2019, from my understanding. I'm not sure who this voicemail is to. It's really hard to hear the name. However, it does sound a lot like, "Hey, Alex." But again, I'm not really sure. So you'll hear that in a moment. Now, you'll also hear her say call language is effective, like I mentioned, and it's obvious, it's going to be really obvious that this voicemail is in code. But here is why this voicemail could be very important. The timing is very, very, very interesting to me. The voicemail was in May. And at this point in time, Lori was in Texas and she was with Charles because she was told by the Lord to get his financial affairs in order. So in June, Lori leaves Charles and moves back to Arizona. And then at the end of June, Lori created a fake email account and then sent an email to Chad, but she was pretending to be Charles. I do believe it was in code, and this voicemail actually creates a higher probability, in my opinion, that it was in fact in code. I'll link that video at the end of this video, and also I will put that in the description below as well. Now, also in that email, Lori wanted Chad to come to Arizona before the holiday, meaning the 4th of July, meaning Independence Day. Now, you'll see where I'm going with that in a moment once I play the voicemail. By July 11th, 2019, a week later, Charles Vallow, Lori's fourth husband, was murdered and Alex was the shooter. I did mention in that previous video that I wondered what happened and why it was pushed off a week later. Again, this will all come together in a minute. All right, ready for the voicemail? Let's get into it.
Hey Alex, we're just getting back to you about your ramp situation. You can contact Megan to come let you know. Registry is on task, secure. We are on lockdown, and it's just a matter of time before we're going to be in the prayer for Pathway to Heaven, Pathway to Zion, and Independence Day. So freedom in the forefront. The grass is green, nails are painted, toes are pedicured, manicure is on the rise. Answers in heaven are soon to come, and call language is effective. Think quick, think fast, catch the ball, you're up, and matter does. Here's the deal. Creatively thinking, creatively writing, creatively securing. Time to call out. You're on the call list. We're going up. Step it up, my friend. It's a matter of time. Talk to Hector. I'll keep going. Hurry in. And let you know where we are and things. Let him know it's a thing because I haven't wrapped the loop yet. And he doesn't need to go trust. The call is coming. The grass is green. And there's on the horizon. Today is Wednesday the 23rd, the 22nd. Gonna fly out now on the 23rd, go take the touchdown to the home run, and clear the bases on Friday.
You see what I mean? It's a little confusing, well, really a lot confusing at first, but let's start to break it down. We'll play it again, only this time I'll just do it in little baby chunks.
Hey Alex, really just getting back to you about your ramp situation. You can contact Lane to come let you know. Cybersecurity is on task, secure. We are on lockdown, and it's just a matter of time before we're going to be in the clear for Pathway to Heaven, Pathway to Zion, and Independence Day.
Okay, right off the bat, it does sound to me like she says, hey, Alex. But again, I'm not sure if it is or not, and we don't even know if it's the Alex that we're thinking of. However, there are references in here that just may be him. I'm not sure who Lane is either, who she's referring to when she says to contact Lane. If you know if he is a part of a vow or who Lane possibly is, please let me know in the comments below. Then in this segment, it begins her coded message. She says, just wanted to let you know site security is on task and secure. We are on lockdown and just a matter of time before we're given the clear for Pathway to Heaven, Pathway to Zion, and Independence Day. So already there is some sort of plan in place from the sounds of it. She says site security is on task and secure. Then she says, we are on lockdown in just a matter of time. So to me, it's the plan is in place and we can't do anything until we're given the go-ahead. She then references 3 things: Pathway to Heaven, Pathway to Zion, and Independence Day. So I can interpret this in a few different ways. This part is a little tricky, but potentially very, very important. Number 1, Pathway to Heaven, meaning it's just a matter of time before given the clear to someone dying. And then Pathway to Zion, referencing Chad Daybell, as he's part of the website called Pathway to Zion, ran by Hector Sosa Jr. And Independence Day, meaning literally the 4th of July. Now, remember when I said Lori was trying to get Chad to go to Arizona right before the 4th of July, and I had wondered why that hadn't panned out, and Charles was killed a week later. So this is one possibility. Now, number 2, with Pathway to Heaven, Pathway to Zion, and Independence Day, the Pathway to Heaven and Pathway to Zion could be in reference to the LDS religion, where Zion means a place to gather, and Independence Day meaning freedom is coming. Although I feel like the code would be a little more deeper than that just by the full voicemail that she left. I also read something interesting when I was researching, and it talked about Missouri being a place that was talked about when talking about Zion, and a place called Independence. So this could be taken a few different ways. From my understanding, Zion can also mean a few different things depending on the context. So as you can see, we need to start narrowing this down. We just need a little bit more information. So let's go to the next segment.
So freedom in the forefront. The grass is green, nails are painted, toes are pedicured, manicure is on the rise. Answers in heaven are soon to come, and our language is effective. Think quick, think fast, catch the ball, you're up, and matter is, matter does. Here's the deal.
So here she mentions that freedom is just ahead and the grass is green, which could be taken a few ways as well. Number 1, the plan is a go. So the grass is green, everything's green light. Or there is a call sign from the army that I was reading that states when they said the grass is green, it meant I heard that. So if that's the case, the first way would read freedom is up ahead, the plan is a go, or freedom is up ahead, and I heard that the grass is green, nails are painted, toes are pedicured, manicures on the rise. If we go back to the theory in my last segment of someone dying, the Pathway to Heaven, and then Chad Daybell and July 4th, then I do wonder if nails are manicured and toes are pedicured refers to Lori. Or it could simply mean that things are ready. You know, it's all painted, all things are a go, it's ready to go. Whatever plan Julie is talking about. But remember that this voicemail, there's a reason why it's in code, because it's very important and they need it to be in code. Just remember. So also when they reference the manicures on the rise, this could be referring back to the grass is green because you would manicure a lawn and all things are good to go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Next, she refers to mantis in heaven. Now here's where it gets really, really interesting to me. Talking in code can be tricky, and well, cracking the code could be really tricky. But from my research, there's a Manta Heaven, which actually is a dive site, but guess where it's located? In Hawaii. And who do we know that was in Hawaii? So if this is connected, then it's painting a picture again. This could just be one theory and a possibility. And Julie says, mantas in heaven are soon to come and call language is effective. This is where I believe she is reiterating that this is code for something. And in my research, this is the strongest possibility so far. So if you know more about manta rays and LDS, then please comment below. I'm really curious, but you see how, there could possibly be a part 2 to this video. It's a pretty big rabbit hole. But interesting where she says mantas in heaven are soon to come and call language effective. If that is Hawaii, then Hawaii's coming, and you got to figure it out because it's in code. The next part, think quick, think fast, catch the ball, you're up. And matter is as matter does. Now, this strikes me again when she was talking about catching the ball. Because remember where we heard the baseball reference? Yep, in Lori's email to Chad a month later. So then I'm thinking, well, maybe that was Lori's attempt at call language since it's effective, but she did it in an email because it's easier, and maybe Julie is just really, really good at it. And that's why the voicemail. Now, where she says matter is, matter does, my son had a listen to this call, and he has a brilliant mind, far better than mine, and he said right away, Mom, matter cannot be created or destroyed, only transferred from one form to another. And I know from one of Julie's videos that I was watching, she talked about energy and how it can't be destroyed. So this actually matches up. So when he said this, it actually completely clicked with me. And remember what happened to Charles, he transformed into a zombie. So I was starting to put these pieces together. Very interesting.
Creatively thinking, creatively writing, creatively securing. Have to call out. You're on the call list. We're going up. Step it up, my friend. It's a matter of time.
Here's the deal. Creatively thinking, creatively writing, creatively securing. It's time for call out. So to me, this is her thinking of the plan, setting the plan, and securing what to do. And of course, the word call out is what we've been hearing, and the call out is coming and the second coming of Christ. So she says, buckle up. You're on the call list. Step it up. It's just a matter of time. Let's go to the next segment.
Talk to Hector. I'll keep going. Brilliant. And let him know where we are and things. Let him know I can sing because I haven't wrapped the loop yet. And he doesn't need the boat trip.
Here's where Hector comes in. And I believe it's Hector Sosa Jr. And there's a major info snack. Some of you know and some of you may not know. Avow, which is another voice of warning, is owned by Christopher Parrott. And he was the guy that stood by Chad in the beginning and later recanted and said that he was lied to, pretty much. But there are 3 visionaries on this website, or that was on this website. And it was ran by Chad Daybell, Hector Sosa, and Julie Rowe. So here in this voicemail, Julie speaks of Hector, and I do wonder if she is referring to Chad earlier in this voicemail when she talked about the pathway to Zion. Let's go to the next segment.
The call is coming. The grass is green and is on the horizon. Today is Wednesday the 23rd. The 22nd. Gonna fly out on the 23rd. Go take the touchdown to the home run and clear the bases on Friday.
So here's where she talks about the call out is coming. The grass is green and the end is on the horizon. She's talking about the date being today is Wednesday the 23rd. Oops, it's the 22nd. And when I look on the calendar in 2019, it is May 22nd, which is the Wednesday. And I did see on another video of hers, she did reference Mesa, Arizona, which is where she was going to be. And she talked about this. So then she says, go take the touchdown to the home run and clear the bases on Friday. And again, the touchdown, I think she's meaning flying because she talks about going to fly out and go take the touchdown to the home run and clear the bases on Friday. But again, then at the end, there's that baseball talk. And then that's pretty much it, and the call gets off. So there's a few things that's really, really important. Number one, we need to find out who exactly she was talking to. Was it Alex Cox? If so, then all the things in here, or many of the things in here, match what was about to happen. We have May, this voicemail, if it was Alex, I'm not saying it is, but if it was, we have that voicemail, and then Lori moves back to Arizona. She writes the cryptic email that I believe is in code, and I think others, meaning the FBI, are looking at it because now they're going back and they're looking at all the data. So perhaps this is also part of it. And then you have that email, and then you have her asking about that July 4th, which is Independence Day, and something must have happened in there because it was later the week after, which was the Thursday that Charles died on July 11th. So you see how these things could be connected if that's the case. And there's a need for this to be in code. It's not just something that's no big deal. There's way more to this. Don't you agree? And again, if this does have to do with Lori, Chad, and Alex, there's going to be a lot more happening in the next little bit. So we have to figure out, was this in fact to Alex, or who was it? We also need to find out who Lane is. And we also have to get clear on Pathway to Zion, Pathway to Heaven, and Independence Day. But like I said, if this does have to do with Alex Cox and Lori and Chad, then a lot of things in here make a lot of sense. Otherwise, we're going to have to figure out what the heck Julie Rowe was talking about, who she was talking to if it wasn't Alex, and, what the plan was in place. But again, the timeline matches. And then, don't forget, if we're talking about Pathway to Heaven meaning someone dying, and Pathway to Zion meaning Chad, and that Independence Day, July 4th, then, like I said, we have the May is the voicemail, June is the email, and also Lori moving back to Arizona. Then we have July, we have Charles being killed. And then September, the children are killed. Then Tammy's killed. And then Alex dies in December. So things are starting to connect. I do really, 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 really want to know about this. Probably stay tuned for part 2. Let me know in the comments below. Let's work together on it. We might as well. Let's see if we can put our heads together and decode this puppy. Let's have a chit chat below. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please like and please share. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.